How's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm talking about, could this draft class that we just seen potentially be one of the best draft classes we have ever seen in NBA history? Now, obviously it is extremely too early to be making any types of assumptions anywhere near that. Now, I'm very aware of that, but just from the first year alone and what we've seen out of these rookies, could this have the potential to be one of the best draft classes we've seen in a very long time, if not ever? And I really do think that just off of potential alone, and I'll be getting to a few reasons why I personally think that it does have that type of potential, and why a couple years down the road we could look at this draft class and be like, wow, that was actually amazing. Like, how were all those players drafted in the same time? So I mean, I'll be getting a few reasons in this video, so without further ado, without rambling on too much, just get right into this video. Alright, so our first reason for this video is going to be how deep the draft class actually is, as when you really do go back and kind of look at the draft boards, there are legitimately 12 decent players, or not decent, but 12 good players in this draft class that could potentially develop to be very good players. And a lot of draft classes do not have 12 legit players that can be that deep. It's usually like a few, like 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then about 1 sleeper, so about 5 or 6 very good players. Well, in this one there's about 12 very good players, and just to name off a few, not all 12, but just to name some of them, I mean, there's a couple players that could potentially be like future the NBA type players. Am I saying they are? No, but they do have that type of potential, and those players in my opinion are DeAndre Ayton, Luka Doncic, Marvin Bagley, Trae Young, and Collin Sexton. All these players have been playing extremely well and have shown tons and tons of potential offensively and defensively this year, and I mean, obviously we're still waiting and to see how these players develop and see how these players actually do develop and how their careers go through and like really pan out. And I'm sure a couple of these players are just going to end up being role players, but the players that I just named legit have potential to be future superstar or at least all-star level players. And like I said, there's a couple other players in there that could either become like very good perennial starters / role players, or also all-stars themselves that I did not name. And this is still with 12 deep without even, and we haven't even seen Michael Porter Jr., and these 12 people do not count him, as I mean, once he comes back from his injury, there's no telling how good he could be. Michael Porter Jr. was a projected #1 overall pick before his back injury, so I mean, there's no telling. There could be 13 very good players plus some that I slept on and didn't really say at all. So I mean, there's a potential that there's even more players in this draft class. So this draft class is one of the deeper ones we've seen in a while, and I mean, it's very nice to have a draft class that has this much talent in it. So I mean, it's just going to be very cool to see how all these players' careers do pan out over the next couple years. But now my second reason is going to be their immediate impact. Now a lot of players, oh my god, my voice just cracked so bad, sorry, I just had to point that out. But I mean, a lot of players, they do not make immediate impacts on their team their rookie year, and that's just because they're rookies and they're still trying to get in there. But I mean, a lot of the players that were picked were great compliments to their team. As you take players like DeAndre Ayton and Marvin Bagley, who, yes, they haven't exactly started all year. Ayton started all year and he's been playing very good. He's been a double machine. It has been a great compliment for Devin Booker, and they're just a few more pieces away, I think, to actually being a pretty decent team in the NBA. But the Sacramento Kings, Marvin Bagley would start on a lot of other teams and probably could start on the Sacramento Kings if it wasn't for the fact that they want a good player off their bench. But I do think in a couple years, Marvin Bagley does have that type of chance to be like one of the very good players. So really, all these players complement their teams very well and do impact their teams and give them wins. And now, yes, DeAndre Ayton's team hasn't been winning a lot, but he still impacts them when defensively rebounding, and it really helps them pick up spots that they just weren't really good at in the past. So I mean, even though those two players really didn't like completely result in wins, I think that they did make a lot of impact on their team. But they're not the only ones that did make impacts, as there's along with other very good complementary players in Jaren Jackson, Collin Sexton, Wendell Carter Jr., Kevin Knox, and Mikal Bridges. So I mean, if you do look at all these players, you can really say that they all made an impact. Mikal Bridges is really helping, like, he's being a very decent rookie this year, and he could very much develop into a very nice role player for the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Knox does have all-star potential, and we've seen that in Summer League, and he's shown a couple flashes of that this season, so we still need to see how he comes out. Wendell Carter was a very nice compliment to the team. Collin Sexton's having one of the best offensive rookie years in Cleveland Cavaliers history, and that's with rookies like LeBron and Kyrie Irving included. So Collin Sexton's having a very, very good year. Jaren Jackson's also been very nice for the Memphis Grizzlies. So really, a lot of these players just have been having immediate impacts on their team, and even though it might not be considering into wins, it's still helping patch up huge holes that they were looking to fill with these players. So I think they're just very, very nice complementary players. But now that I got to all the role players / all-star level players, there are two players that stood out the most that look like they could be potential superstars and be the best in their respective positions, and that is Luka Doncic and Trae Young. And now Luka Doncic has been dominating all year, and I mean, he's just been absolutely dominant, and I think he deserves the Rookie of the Year, and I think he will win it. But I also think Trae Young, who I personally gave a lot of shit to, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning of the year, because I mean, I didn't like him coming out of college, and he was proving me right in the beginning of the year, as he had a horrible start to his rookie season. But since the All-Star break, he has been killing it. He has been absolutely dominating everyone, and he's been a scoring machine and unstoppable on the offensive end. So I mean, these two players have potential superstar level player. Trae Young could be the next Curry, and Luka Doncic could be the next, well, himself. He could be the next, he could potentially be a Hall of Famer in my eyes. Luka Doncic, if he keeps developing. I just think that. So I mean, I do think these players could be very good. And now you even take away all these role players / all-star level players / superstar level players, there's also potential great role players. As I mean, role players are pretty much ideal, vital to any championship contending team, and these players could be very, very good in the role that they have to play, as they have players like Mohamed Bamba, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lonnie Walker, Kevin Hunter, and Aaron Holiday, and they also have some more players after that. I mean, Mohamed Bamba could definitely be the replacement center after Jonas Valanciunas. No, not Jonas Valanciunas. Nikola Vucevic leaves the Orlando Magic. Mohamed Bamba could very much fill in that hole and become a very good role player for him. He's had a kind of a disappointing rookie year, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, that's probably because he's playing behind Vucevic. So once Vucevic is gone, I would not be surprised at all to see Mohamed Bamba have a big jump in his sophomore year, and maybe he can even become one of those all-star level players, in my opinion. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Clippers has been very good, and a very underrated point guard coming into the draft, and a very underrated rookie so far. Now, yes, he hasn't been having a great season by any means, but it's still a very nice player. Now, Lonnie Walker, he's been having a pretty disappointing season for his rookie year, but that's pretty much expected because Greg Popovich has a history of not really playing rookies that much and not liking them. So, I mean, I could see that. Aaron Holiday was one of my favorite rookies, and he's shown to be a very nice role player for the Indiana Pacers, especially with Victor Oladipo going, and Kevin Hunter has been a very good scorer for the team that he was on as well, for the Atlanta Hawks. So I mean, all these players could be great role players, also level players, superstar level players. I mean, there's just so many players that could potentially be good in the NBA. This draft class could be looked down at back in a few years down the line, could be looked back at as one of the best ever. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you think this draft class could be historically good? Do you think this could be one of the best ever? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And if any videos you want to see me make in the future, comment those below as well. That'd mean the absolute world to me. And y'all have been showing tons and tons of support on the channel, and I cannot thank y'all enough. Y'all have really been liking the new style of video. Not really video, but the new style of thumbnails I've been making. Y'all have really been liking those, and I've noticed that, and I just cannot thank y'all enough that y'all are liking that, and I'm glad I was able to find something that was working better than my old thumbnails. So I mean, I really just cannot thank y'all enough, and just thank y'all so much. I'm so blessed to be here, and pretty much piggybacking off of what I just said, I mean, thank y'all for all the support, but all glory has to go to God. He's the reason I'm here. He's blessed me, put me in this position to be able to make these videos for you guys to hear. He's the reason we're all here. He's blessed me and gave me so many blessings to put me here where I am currently in my life, and I cannot thank him enough, as he has just blessed my life so much and blessed the people around me, keeping us healthy and all that, and really helping me see what I want to do in the future. So I just really cannot help feel blessed, so blessed by him lately. So just thank all praise, all glory and praise to God. He's the reason we're here and everything. So yeah, but like I said, if you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. Hope you have a blessed day. Could I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.